Hi, everybody. I'm Kay Huberty. My husband Al and I have been members of First Presbyterian Church of Birmingham, or Everybody's Church, since 1976. I've also been in private practice as a certified nutritional consultant in Birmingham for 37 years. So John graciously asked me today if I'd like to share some thoughts, ideas, and information about how we can all stay better informed and healthier in terms of our nutrition, our home safety, and our food. And I'm delighted to be with you. I have a lot of things I want to share, and as usual, way more than I can fit in the time I have. So I'll try to talk fast enough to get it all in, but hopefully slow enough you can understand what I'm talking about. There are two really important areas. First, to protect your home environment, your kitchen counters, your basement, your upstairs, all of it, but primarily your kitchen, your bathrooms, your bedrooms, the counters, the table surfaces, the sinks. And one of the best defenses we have was just plain old soap and water. Scrub and scrub and scrub your hands and other things as well. There are cleaning agents. We have Clorox, but Clorox can be dangerous, so be careful. Alcohol, vinegar, there are other things we can use to clean surfaces and products that are already prepared in a spray bottle that you may have. But know that soap and water is about as good as anything we've got. I'm often asked if it matters if it's cold water or hot water. Well, we can't get the water hot enough for our hands to really kill bacteria and viruses. If we did, it would scald our skin. But the reason hot water is better is that it makes more lather, more bubbles, more stuff. And the bubbles are what cut through the coronavirus outside and get to the area where the bacteria and the viruses are that infect us. So it does a better job. When those little bubbles burst, we've all seen the coronavirus pictures on TV. It's like a ball with little spikes coming out of it. Well, down on the surface where those little spikes go in is where the problem sits. So if the bubbles get in here and burst, they can pop some of that away. We can wash it away. So friction, bubbles, and some warmth to increase both can really help. All that being said, people ask if they should be washing their food. My answer is yes. Wash fruits and vegetables. If you don't have special rinses or washes, just use a couple of drops of dishwashing soap. Scrub like you would your hands and make sure that it's as clean as possible. If you are getting food delivered, and that's really a pretty good idea for a lot of us, and God bless the people who are doing this for us. If you're getting food delivered, it's a good idea when your delivery comes, they put it on your front porch, walk outside, lift the things out of the bags or boxes it comes in, carry them inside, and then go back later with a pair of gloves, put the boxes or the bags that came in a bag, wait 3 days, a week. We're not real sure of the exact timing, but it appears anywhere from 2 or 3 days up to a week. Things can remain on surfaces, so better safe than sorry. Once you get things inside, rub the top of cans with alcohol or with hydrogen peroxide or scrub it with that soap and water. Just be as careful as possible. The one thing I'd advise you against buying right now is pre-cut vegetables and fruit. You know those nice handy cartons of cut up butternut squash or watermelon or cantaloupe or pineapple? They are convenient, but they are also potential harborers of bacteria and viruses. Surfaces, touching, exposure. In the back room of a grocery store when those things get cut up, someone sneezes and we all could be experiencing connection to that person's infection. So the smart thing is buy the whole food, cut it up yourself, and be careful when you do so. 70% of all of our immunity is in our gut. So that's like this entire digestive system from the top, if you'll excuse me, to the bottom, all of it in between, the whole plumbing system. And that's where our microbiome or our bacteria that are good for us sit. So yes, yogurt, kefir, those things that are cultured are really, really good for us. But there are a zillion other things as well, and I want to share some of those with you. One of the things about shopping is when you go to the store, shop with your eyes more than your hands. Try not to touch everything for your protection and the protection of others as well. Wear a pair of gloves when you get home, throw them in the washer, take them out the next time. It's not overprotective. Perhaps it's more cautious than is necessary, but it's not more cautious than feels good and is smart. So let's do what we can. When you're shopping or when you're ordering, don't be afraid of frozen things. Frozen fruits and vegetables are a great way to avoid contact with people's hands. And they sometimes have as much or more nutrition as so-called fresh. After all, it's March. We're living in Birmingham, not Lourdes. No miracles going on in terms of our vegetables. So we have to be sure that they're as fresh as possible. And actually, a frozen vegetable has been blanched or submerged in boiling water, then chilled to stop the cooking process, and then frozen for our protection. So it's the healthiest way we can get many fruits and vegetables right now. We hear about eating the rainbow. It's absolutely correct. Red, purple, blue things, anything that would put a terrible stain on your best white tablecloth is going to contain something called anthocyanins. It's a big word with a big job, and that means it really protects you and bolsters your immune system. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, plums, beets are wonderful, red peppers, pomegranate or pomegranate juice or pomegranate seeds. All of those red, purple, blue things are extremely good for us right now. Airborne is apparently the source of this, but we don't know that airborne doesn't mean through the air to something that could carry it. I'm asked often this week if food is the source of the virus. Food doesn't create it, but food can be, in the same way your hands can be a carrier, food could be if it's touched or infected. So the food is not a problem, it's what we do with the food or touching it in between. Green things are dynamic. Broccoli, green tea, green beans, green peppers, leafy greens, all the green vegetables are important. Yellow and orange things. Your gut loves yellow and orange things. Sweet potatoes, winter squash like butternut squash. What a great time for butternut squash soup. Carrots, apricots, canned peaches are fine right now. All of those things. Here's another big word that has a big job. Quercetin. It's an odd word, but it is a flu-fighting superfood. Quercetin is a nutrient found in certain foods. It's found in apples, so maybe an apple a day could help to keep the doctor away. Tomatoes of all forms, broccoli, here comes broccoli again, but also along with that, a superfood is lonely little mushrooms. Think of a mushroom, I'm holding it over my head right now, it's like protecting me from anything coming at me. Your immune system loves mushrooms and they're dynamic, so think of that little mushroom. But here's the glitch. How do I get a mushroom scrubbed clean? They're porous. I don't know how to really clean a mushroom and sanitize it right now, and the answer is, I don't either. But there are two things we can do. One is buy canned mushrooms. They work fine. And the other is to get them past 165 degrees, which means roast them, saute them in a little olive oil, get them super golden and hot, and they taste better that way anyway. And then they're safe. And that 165 is the number for all foods to get them hot enough to kill off bacteria and also to kill off the viruses. Onions, garlic, leeks, shallots, anything that gives you pretty awful breath, not only can it help with social distancing because people will stay 6 feet away, and my hubby Al says that he's eaten them all in self-defense since we married 100 years ago. That could be true because I really love them, but they also contain nutrients, Alan and Allison, which sound like two lovely children, but they're really nutrients that protect you and keep you strong and prevent the infections that we're trying to prevent. So I'm not sure if garlic helps with vampires, although I eat a lot and I've never seen one, but I am sure it helps with your immune system and it's a smart thing to do. Zinc. Zinc is an interesting mineral. We're not talking about taking a bunch of supplements today, but you know how in the winter you'll see people are going skiing who do the Smurf nose and they put that protectant on their nose to keep their nose from burning with the snow and the sun and reflection, or in the summer they put it on their noses when they're out in the sun and it works. That's zinc oxide. We put it on babies' bottoms to heal their skin. It protects and heals from the outside, but it also protects and heals from the inside. So eating zinc, putting it on your skin helps. Where do we find it? Well, shellfish and fish. Pumpkin seeds are a great source. Dark chocolate. Yup, your in-house nutritionist just said, kids, go tell mom dark chocolate's a really good idea this week. Brazil nuts have it. And they also have something called selenium, which is a great protectant for your body. And again, the stars of zinc, mushrooms. Those wonderful, wonderful mushrooms. Spices and herbs are great. We talked about garlic and onions and leeks and shallots, but also oregano. Oregano is a great thing, and ginger. If you find ginger turmeric tea online or in your grocery store, boy, is that a super combination for really protecting yourself. So getting those in your system, here's a great time to cook tomato sauce. You have the tomatoes, garlic, onions, mushrooms, all those wonderful things going together in one pot that's easy to fix. Speaking of pots, this is a great time to pull out your slow cooker, or as Al and I had, the avocado green crock pot, which we found a moment of truth a few years ago when we saw one in an antique store and realized we got it for a wedding present. Do you know what? It's handy, it still works. It will heat things to over 165. It's a great way to make soup, stews, casseroles, and keep things hot as they need to be. Chicken soup is not just Jewish penicillin, it's also Presbyterian penicillin and everybody in the world penicillin, because it contains hot liquid, herbs and spices, lovely vegetables, onion if you like, but it also contains chicken, which has this lovely nutrient in it called cysteine, an amino acid. Now, it's not the Sistine Chapel, it's a different cysteine, but this cysteine does this amazing thing. It loosens up mucosa. It drains out the respiratory system and it stops blockage, which helps you get rid of the stuff that could cause the problem. So it is a miracle drug, it is a miracle food, and chicken soup is a wonderful thing for you to be eating right now. Warmth, B6, all of those. Get your sleep. Every time you lose 2 hours sleep at night, you reduce your immune system by 50% the next day. That's a shocking amount, 50%. You know how people always say, oh, I was healthy all year and around the holidays or around the wedding, around the party, I got sick of all things. It's because we do so much more and we sleep less in many cases. So get your sleep. There are a million more pieces of good news I could share with you, but I want to say that Teddy Roosevelt had it right when he said, do what you can with what you have now, where you are. Let's do what we can with what we have now, because there's a lot we can do with what we have. I'm in your church directory, my home phone, and my email. For those of you who don't have that, my office phone number is 248-723-9490. If you need to reach out, if you just need somebody to talk to for a few minutes, if you have a question or a concern, or you need one more idea for how in the world to cook what you have left in your cupboard, I will be on the other end of the line. Just get in touch. Once again, 248-723-9490. Most importantly, we're all going to get through this together. We are not alone. And for now, go wash your hands.